guys, welcome back to my channel. So I decided to do a full face with you guys today, and if it turns out that it's not a full face, then that means I changed my mind. So I already applied my skincare. Oh, and if you guys are noticing these two sores right there, I got blisters from wearing my wig too long, basically. So what happened was I decided to wear a wig for like a week, and it lasted 4 days, but I glued it down. I put my, the bold hold is what I used. I also used my Got To Be Glued Free Spray. And, it was good. It was secure. What I didn't realize, though, was as the days went on, because sometimes I work outside, so I was sweating, my wig was sliding back. But since this glue is like super glue, it was basically like being abrasive against my skin. So, I finally, was like, ow, so then I took my wig off, and then I had these two big blisters, and, yeah, that's where we're at. So that's never happened to me before, but now I know that if I plan on wearing my wigs for a long time, then I should probably put them down a little lower, because I did have it literally right here in front of my hairline. But I think I'm going to put it down a little lower. That way I'll be able to like notice if they're being pulled back, because when they're here, it's kind of hard for me to notice that they're sliding back. So yeah, that's what happened. Just be careful when you are gluing down your lace on your wigs, that you make sure that they are not going to slide back, because this might happen to you too. I still, am using both holds. It's not the glue's fault. It's not Got To Be Glue's fault. It's my fault for not noticing that my wig was sliding back. So, yeah, so that's where we're at. That's what those two things are. Alright, so I'm going to show you my full face. I was planning on doing something super dramatic today, but my anxiety has been so high lately, and I tell myself, I'm like, what is wrong with you? You've never been this way in your entire life. I'm 33, and I've been through some shit, but I can literally tell you, like, honestly, I have never felt this way in my life, and it's kind of one of those things where you are super, super strong. Oh, by the way, this is a DIY Smashbox primer water. I will leave the recipe down below in the description box. I got it from Alexander Girly Talk, Queen of Mondays. I'll leave the link to that video down below in the description box. Anyway, so it's like, I have proven to myself that I can handle a lot, okay? I know I can handle a lot. But ever since I had a lady, I have not been the same. And it's not, I don't know if it's not postpartum. I don't know what it is. I'm on antidepressants for it. But I know there's something wrong with me, because I have never felt this way before, but I don't know how to stop it. And some days I just don't want to get out of bed. It's bad. And I've never been that way in my life. And I never thought, I mean, this is going to sound this might sound a little like insensitive, but I never thought I would be that person. I always thought I was going to be, get up, go, let's go, we got some shit to do kind of person. And it's turning out that I am not. So, yeah, not to go deep or anything. This is not like a mental health video. But if you are very self-realizing, you realize something is off about you, go get some help, and don't let it fester, is what I'll say. Because I did let it go a little too long, and, I had to, I went through some stuff, and then, it made me realize that I need to go get help. I can't handle it on my own. I'm just pulling out all my primers right now, because I'm going to do my face first. And you guys know I have like a shit ton of primers, so I have to find them all. Alright, so we are back. So I went ahead and did my eyebrows off camera too. And I'm sorry if you can see my mirror, but I am half blind, so I kind of need it nearby. And once again, one of my eyelashes is in my eye. I really hope it doesn't ruin this eye makeup. Okay, so we are first going to go in, you guys know already, with my concealers. I use the Maybelline Age Rewind in the neutralizer, and then on top of it for color correction I use the Born This Way multi-stop Multi-Sculpting Concealer, and this is in the shade Taffy. Now the reason I use both of these is because the Multi-Sculpting Concealer is not moisturizing enough for my under eyes. So I use this one for the moisturization, and it also brightens. And then, like I said, I use this Too Faced one. Let me shake it up a little bit. I use this Too Faced one for the color correcting. And I don't have a lot of dark circles, so I only put a little bit. And then I go along my chin where I have hyperpigmentation. My little chin hairs and mustache are starting to grow back in again, so I use that to color correct those. I'm also going to use it to color correct the sores on my head. And they're not open sores. Don't think I'm putting makeup on open sores. They're not open. They're definitely closed. They're just still healing. I don't know why I can't talk today. I really don't. Anyway, so yeah, life has been a little bit of a struggle. I think I might have mentioned it a little bit in my last video. And like I said in my last video, I'm sorry if I offended anybody with my thoughts and views and opinion. I don't ever want to offend anybody, but I do have my thoughts on certain things. And America, thankfully, is one of those countries where you can voice your opinions without fear of being imprisoned. I love how these two blend out together. Like, it's so perfect. And they don't crease right away. I love that too. And you can already see how like lifted my eyes look compared to what they did before. Alright, so then I go in with the ColourPop concealer. Once again, I need to shake this up. Alright, once again I go in with the ColourPop concealer in light 16, and I keep it right along my nose and underneath that little dip that I have underneath my eye. And that's just going to give the illusion that there is no dip. There is no dip. I'm also going to put some on my forehead, chin, and Cupid's bow. So not much has been going on lately. I've just been doing a lot of self-care, self-maintenance. I went and got a pedicure yesterday, and then I am going to schedule a wax for next week. I'm one of those people that not a lot of things bother me on a daily basis. Like, I'm pretty laid back, and especially now that I'm on this medication, like, it's even more so. I'm very, you know, we'll get through it, it'll be okay kind of person. But like I said, I have been struggling with depression and anxiety, and sometimes, you know, that whole, yeah, I'll be cool, whatever kind of mentality just goes out the window. Sometimes I feel very overwhelmed over the simplest things, especially when it comes to my kid. And, you know, sometimes life is stressful. I mean, these are very first world problems, but they're still problems. Alright, today I'm going to bring out my OG Estee Lauder Perfectionist Foundation. I haven't used this in a while because it's my summer shade, but we're in summer and I have a little bit of a tan. And I used to use this with a brush, but I'm going to use it with a sponge. And I'm not looking for a lot of coverage, so I'm I'm going to start on the outer part of my face because the inner part of my face, the more product you put there, the cakier it looks. And I'm not into cakey. So I start from the outer part, go along the perimeters, and then bring the excess into the center of my face. So doing my makeup definitely helps my mental state. It's kind of one of those therapeutic rituals for me. And I don't do my makeup every day because of where I work. I choose not to. It's just, you know. And I've gotten in trouble for saying where I work before, so I'm not going to say it. But I got other stuff to worry about besides how my face is looking when I'm at work. So when I do get a chance to sit down and do my makeup, like really do my makeup like I am right now, I like to make it last. I like to take my time. I do have errands to do today, so it's not like I can, you know, stay here all day, but I am kind of procrastinating because I am having a lot of anxiety this morning. I don't really like leaving my house. And part of that is because like being out in public gives me anxiety. Like, not everything gives me anxiety. You're probably like, oh my god, Connie, like everything gives you anxiety? No, not everything gives me anxiety. Just things that require me to interact with others and be surrounded by a lot of people give me anxiety. I haven't always been that way. When I was in college, I was very much a social butterfly. Like, I was everywhere. I was all over the place. But as I've gotten older, that part of me is no longer, you know, what it used to be. And that is probably also because of where I work. So I get to see the not so pretty part of people, and of course I take that on the outside, and you know, it affects my life. Alright, so now I'm just applying that Peach Perfect powder underneath my eyes. This is my favorite under eye setting powder. This one in the Cover FX. I like this because it doesn't feel heavy. And it's not super mattifying. So I just put a little bit under my eye for right now. I am going to go back and put a little bit more. But I'm going to set my eyelids. And I'm just going to use my Catrice Prime and Fine waterproof powder for that. And I'm just going to put that on a fluffy brush. Press in some of these creases and just lightly set. So how have you guys been liking these complexion videos? Are they boring? Do you want more of them? I know I said I was going to do a matte one. So I do have to put that together because honestly, I don't have a lot of mattifying products. I do have dry skin. So I tend to like that dewy look, because if I try to matte everything out on my skin, I tend to look like older and like a mummy, and that's not the look I'd go for. I don't go for that look at all. Alright, so I'm going to use this little sample of the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Super Concealer. I got this as a free sample at Sephora, and this is in Deep 28. Now this is this is extremely dark. And it's very pigmented, so you don't need a lot of this. So I literally just put a little bit on my hand, and I work from that, and I just take a little dot, start right here, 3 dots, that's all you need. Take a little bit more, 3 dots. And then I take my sponge, and I work it up first, up this way. and get it into that hairline because you don't want a mask. And do you guys notice how, like, on this side of my face, my hairline comes out so much farther than on this side? Can I please tell you how annoying it is wearing wigs? Because I literally have to wear my wigs crooked because of that. Like, one side's got to be, like, pushed out farther. It's annoying. Oh, I do have some wig videos coming up soon because, I don't really have time to do my makeup very often. Like today, Lady is at daycare. I was going to keep her home today, but it turned out to be rainy, and I'm not going to keep her inside at home when I know she can go play with her friends at daycare. So I had planned on spending some time with her today, but since it's so rainy outside, I was like, oh, when we pick her up, we'll spend the evening together. So I hadn't planned on doing my makeup, and then when, you know, I looked at the weather, I looked at the weather, I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll do a really dramatic look. But then I didn't, you know, I got stuff to do today. I don't have time to sit here for hours like I want to, honestly. I love doing my makeup for hours. Like, it can take me sometimes 4 hours to do my makeup, and I love it. My husband doesn't understand. Like, I know you can do it in 10 minutes. Why is it taking you 4 hours? Well, you know, because it is therapeutic, and I love watching myself transform. Like, already, I love how I look right now. I mean, I love how I look without makeup too, but I love what makeup, how makeup can help you cover things that you aren't necessarily wanting people to see, and it just makes you look like a better version of yourself. Or if you choose, it can make you look like someone else. I mean, it really depends on what you're going for, doesn't it? Alright, so next I'm going to contour my nose. You guys might be surprised, but I still have a little bit of this Lancome stick left. Barely. Barely. I'm gonna have to throw it away. I'm gonna have to let it go. But not yet. Oh, when I went to go get my feet done yesterday, my pedicurist was like, "Oh, your makeup looks so good." I'll leave the link to that video up in the description box. Or up in the cards and down in the description box. I do film a majority of my makeup looks because I figure, like I said, the average person maybe wants inspiration and wants to change up their look, and maybe I do my makeup a way maybe someone wants to try. But I got a compliment on my makeup, and I was like, oh, thank you. You know, that always makes me feel good. It always makes me feel good that my face is looking snatched. Alright. Then I'm going to go back in with that Peach Perfect powder. I love this stuff. Not only because it's very lightweight, but because it literally smells like peaches. And if you get some in your mouth, which I'm not saying to eat your makeup, but if you happen to get some in your mouth, it tastes like peaches too. And I love it. I love it, I love it. So I just put a little bit of that on my nose, and then I go in with my Catrice setting powder with a dry beauty blender. And I put this right on top. Now I do that because my nose tends to eat my makeup, and I need to bake it. It needs to be baked. So I'm also going to put some of that Catrice powder along the sides of my nose and along my nose creases. Kind of looks a little crooked, so I'm going to dust away where it's crooked. I have a special brush for this. I gotta find it though. Okay, so this is the eye we're doing today, and it is heavily inspired by Raw Beauty Christie. I just watched her review of the Oh Honey ColourPop palette. I'm not gonna buy the palette, but I did want to recreate her look in my own little way, so this is what I came up with. I used two palettes, the BH Cosmetics Desert Oasis palette and the Alter Ego Goddess palette. I'll be leaving the pictures up here on the screen as I talk. So yeah, this is what we're doing. Oh, and I also used this little NYX Single Shadow in STFU, and that's where the yellow came in at. I did get a little bit of fallout from the glitters, or from the shimmers, but you know, I kind of don't care. This is not like a full glam, whatever kind of look. So yeah, so first I went in with STFU, and I just went in my crease area with a big fluffy brush. And I did have to work this color up. Then I blended out the edges with the little fluffy brush. Alright, next I'm going in with the shade Canyon from the what am I trying to say? From the Desert Oasis palette. And I'm using that on the outer corner of my eye. And then I'm going to bring it up into my crease after I build it up on the outer corner. Then I'm using the same brush that I used to apply the yellow shade without any extra product and softening up that brown. I do have to go in a couple of times with this brown to get it as pigmented as I want. My eye is watering so much right now, so my concealer is not sticking. I don't know if you can see that. So frustrating. I hate having allergies because I try to be cute. I'm just going to try to take a cotton swab and apply this. Nope, it's not working. Nope. Alright. Let's try again. Alright. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Bliss from the Desert... Oh, actually, no. I lied. I'm first going to take the shade Freya from the Goddess palette. And like I said, they should be popping up on the screen as I say what I'm using. This is the dupe palette to the Natasha Denona Gold palette. I bought this because Kendall Alfred did a review on it. I'm not sure if she's an affiliate with Alter Ego or whatever, but when she was doing the swatches and comparing them to the Natasha Denona palette, which I had wanted to buy, but not for that $129 price tag. That's just too much for makeup in my opinion, or at least for me. I was like, oh hell yeah, a dupe for a palette I want, hell yeah. So I believe I only paid $16 for this because there's a code If you use, I think if you use Kendall's code, it's like 10% off or something. But I was so excited because I really wanted that palette, and then I could get it, except like the dupe version. And then I'm going in with a NYX pigment in Go Ham. It's like this gold, goldish yellow pigment. And I'm placing that right next to that brown and the other two gold shades I used, the gold shimmers I used. And then of course I'm just blending everything. I'm just touching up the brown and putting it back in my crease. Just trying to clean everything up. Alright, so for my under eye, I'm just going to take a mix of Canyon and the STFU shade and run it along my bottom lash line. And I don't care about going low with this because they are such light colors. It's not really a big deal. And like I said, I did get some fallout from those shimmer shades, but I'm not too worried about it. It's whatever. Oh, I brought this hella low. That's okay. I can clean it up with some powder. Alright, so I'm going to go off camera, line my eyes, do my mascara, and I'll be back to finish the face. Okay, so I finished the eyes, and I didn't put a crap ton of mascara on like I usually do because I didn't want my eyes to look heavy. Usually I pile on the mascara because I love chunky lashes, but today I just wanted them to be very wispy, very angelic-like. I wanted my eyes to be very bright. And then in my waterline, I used the LA Girl pencil in Screamin'. I think I used that in another tutorial. Alright, so now I'm going to contour my nose. And I use the Morphe 8H Hi-Fi Highlight Contour Palette. And this is in the medium one. And I use this one even when I'm not tanned. It just, when I'm not tanned, I have to make sure I go about it lightly. And when I am tan, I use the shade Blogger instead of Donut. So I'm literally just tapping that on my nose area and underneath, just like that. Tap, tap, tap. And I do bring my nose contour all the way up into that area right below my brow. I think it just brings a little bit more shape to my face. And then I'm going to go under my lip and right here. I didn't add any cream contour to my lip today because, like I said, I'm not trying to look like super glam. I just want to look very pretty. Alright, so I'm going to put a little bit of this Aquasurance powder right here under my eye because I do have, I don't know what this is. It's like a sunken area. So I do put a little bit of this right in that area, and I'm just going to use my powder puff. And this is very pigmented, so I do dab some of it off. As you can see, it's like, whew, but it's a little lighter. And I just put it right there under my eye. Just like that. And then I do dust it away, or, well, I kind of dust it away. I'm more like push it in and dust away like that. Because I don't want my under eyes to have a powdery look, but I do want them to be set and bright. And I don't know if you can notice a difference, but I notice a difference. Alright, so I'm going to set this part of my face because I am going to go in with my Becca Be The Light. I believe this is, yeah, medium to deep face palette. This is not for medium to deep people. I can use this when I'm light. Like, look at these. Look at that. Does that look like it would fit someone like Jackie Aina or Nima Tang? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. So I don't know. This is discontinued. I found this at TJ Maxx, so I'm hoping that the next time Becca comes out with something that says medium to deep on it for like face palette, I hope it's a little bit richer, because this stuff, it wouldn't show up on, or these shades wouldn't show up on someone with chocolate skin. When I'm tan, I'm more of a toffee, maybe. I wouldn't say I'm caramel. I'm more of like a very light toffee, and then when I'm not tan, I'm more toward like the French vanilla area, and these shades will still work with me, work on me when I am that light. So what does that tell you? Alright, so I'm just using my Becca Hydro Mist powder just to lightly set the places that I'm going to go over with this bronzer and stuff. And I just use this little no-name brush that I got from TJ Maxx, and I literally just swirl them all together, just like that. And I start at my temples and I just stamp it. And I don't like to swirl anymore because I notice sometimes it does lift my makeup. And then I just go over with this big fluffy blush brush from Real Techniques and just stamp that in and bring it down my neck a little bit, just so I don't have any harsh lines anywhere. I've been doing my daily makeup like this, just very light but very pretty. Does that make sense? Like your skin but better. I'm not really creating any kind of shape, I'm just enhancing the one that I have. And I don't contour my cheeks during the summer. I don't feel a need to. It's just like whatever to me. But I am going to use some of this Becca powder to clean up under my bronzer. And I think I've already said why I love this powder so much. Like, it feels like you're putting water on your face. It feels very hydrating. Now you cannot set your under eyes with this powder. I've tried and it looks like crap. So I do not suggest that. And then I'm just patting that bake and that contour in so it meshes together. And then just everything looks good. Looks so good. Alright, so next I'm going to go in with my setting spray again. Like I said, I do this to make sure my face... Oh, wait. No, I'm not. I forgot my blush. Alright, next I'm going to go in with my blush. I'm almost done. I know this seems like a lot of makeup, but I do it in light layers. This is from L'Oreal. This is the Paradise Enchanted and Bashful. And I place my blush a little higher than some people. Like, I smile, but I don't put it right on my apples. I put it right above my apples. And then I stamp it over my nose too. Now I'm going to go in and set my face again with the matte spray one more time. I know I was talking about some stuff earlier in this video. I forget. I just get so into the makeup because I love doing my makeup. I love doing my makeup. So I go in with that spray, and then I go in with the Morphe one, because that one is a very mattifying, so it's going to dry me out. This one is going to help all of the powders melt together. I need to get some more of this. It's a continuous mist, and it feels so good on the skin. Very refreshing. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with my highlight. And I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Metal Crush eyeshadow in Thunderstruck. I think they discontinued this, but this is such a good highlighter, especially if you have super fair skin. Since I don't have super fair skin, I have to be very light-handed with this. But it's this, it looks white in the pan, but when you swatch it, it's got this gold to it. I don't know if you can see it. It's got this gold pinky shift to it. It's so pretty. So I use this as eyeshadow, and I also use it as a highlight when I do very yellowish looks like this. Or yeah, very yellowy looks. Like I don't use this when I do gold looks, because this is not really like a goldy highlighter. It's more like a I don't know how to describe it. because it's got yellow in it, but it's not gold. I don't know how to describe it, but I don't use this when I do gold looks. I only use it when I do like yellow looks like this. So just a little bit, because it is so light, and you only need a little bit though too. So put some up here, up here, go in on my finger, Cupid's bow, chin, and then put just a little bit on my nose. Let me clean up this. I just noticed my nose contour is a little dark right here, so I'm just gonna pat it in with the dry beauty blender because it's a little too dark. Just taking some of that Catrice powder and tapping over it because I'm not trying to look like I have railroad tracks on my nose, you know what I mean? Alright, good. Alright, so now for my final step, I'm taking, or no. Alright, so I decided not to use the setting spray right now. I forgot I have to do my lips. So I have my little bag of like nudes, my go-to nudes. So I'm going to be using this lip crayon or lip pencil in the shade Beige from NYX. And I'm also going to be taking their NYX matte lipstick in, what shade is this? In Shy, which is a very nude lipstick too. Alright, so this is the final look. My skin looks very, very smooth. I'm not a big fan of this lip, but you know, I'm not going to take it off. I got shit to do. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and press the subscribe button down in the description box so you don't miss any more content from me. And I'm sorry if I have a hair on my lip. Ugh, I can feel it. Anyway, I'm sorry if my content has been all over the place, but like I said, I'm struggling a little bit right now with my anxiety, so it takes me motivation to sit down and film, I'll be honest. Like, but once I sit down and start doing my makeup, then I'm just like, oh, I'm so happy I did this. But it's just doing it initially, like actually sitting down, taking out my makeup and just beating my face. It's just, it takes me a minute to get there. And that's why it seems like I'm very disorganized, because usually, you know, I'm not. But, you know, it's just, it's a temporary thing. I'm gonna get through it. I gotta talk to my doctor, see if I need to change some medications and stuff like that, but we gonna get through it. We gonna get through it, and I'm not going to stop doing YouTube. I may not be as consistent as I have been, but I'm gonna have content out. It just may not be consistent, so yeah, if you see that I skip a few videos, don't be disheartened. I will be posting content, whether it's makeup or hair. I'm probably gonna be doing more hair stuff because I have a lot of hair. And I still need to fix that wig that I told you guys about. I think I showed you in another video. I have to fix it still. I haven't done that. And I want to wear it, so I have to fix it. Anyway, like I said, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, press the subscribe button down in the description box, and I will see you in the next one.